Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. Start of a new week, and I do think this is a big week for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a lot of good news, a lot of events. So today I want to cover all of them. So thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the news articles and guides at cryptosareus.com. And there's a lot of good ones. All right, guys, welcome. Hopefully you guys tuned in to my new show. I didn't mean to show that yet. Hopefully you guys tuned in to, our new show, DCA, Digital Crypto Answers, last night. I was reading the comments. Seems like you guys really loved it. So that was me with James and Rob. And we had a good chat about a lot of stuff. So I plan on doing a show with the guys every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and tune in. All right, guys. Big Mac, a big super sticker already. Thank you. All right, so why is this going to be a big week for Bitcoin and Ethereum? Well, if you look at Bitcoin right now, it's a little bit under 41,000, right? And people are panicking and scared again, wondering if this is a fake out or not. But I think Bitcoin is doing just fine. But I just saw this that was tweeted about the Wyckoff accumulation. And, you know, if you compare the two, it is eerily familiar or similar, I should say. The spring, the bottom was basically when we recently hit 29,000. Although we had another bottom that was a little bit lower than that, but still you could see that bottom. And then since then we've been up and down, and then kind of like stuck here. Especially if you zoom out and you look at like this, right? That does look like a spring. Right? It actually does look like a spring. And then now we're kind of consolidating up and down a little bit. Obviously, this SOS part is probably when we hit 42,000 and then down, up, down, and out. And it looks like breaking into phase E is when Bitcoin will come straight up. Right? And actually, I got to admit, it does look very similar. It's very, very similar. But whether or not this is true, I've always said, what is the point of Wyckoff accumulation or distribution or whatever else there is about Wyckoff? It's all about the whales trying to fake you out and accumulating Bitcoin. That's all it's about. They've done it with stocks. They've done it with commodities. Now they're trying to do it with Bitcoin. Okay? And I've been saying this, that the big boys, they will cause their FUD and they will cause their fear. But what they're really doing is accumulate behind the scenes, and it looks like they're done accumulating, or you know, this was the limit of what they could do, and things are coming back up. So I do think this week, now that we're off from, we don't have to worry about the pressures of future expiration, options expiration, which was last week. Now we're starting new month, and traditionally August is very, very good for Bitcoin. So without the options and futures expiration, now Bitcoin can run, has all the room it needs to continue forward and break through 41 again and heads towards $50,000. So I'm looking forward to that, and there's a lot of things that kind of backs up this. So first, let's look at this announcement, or this quarterly report from Square. Their stock is exploding today, and that's because their revenue and profits for Bitcoin is through the roof. 2.7 billion in Bitcoin trading revenue in Q2. This is 3x higher than a year ago. It shows you that not only are big boys, institutions getting in, but retail investors like you and me have been buying Bitcoin, a lot of it from Square's Cash App. Now, they also made $55 million from the 2.72 billion in trading revenue. So it's just a small amount, about 2%. Unfortunately, they had to write off impairment loss of 45 million because of how much Bitcoin they hold. And unfortunately, the accounting for corporations is just screwed up. If Bitcoin goes below the original buying price, they have to write off the difference. Basically, it's a loss. But even if it covers, or if it goes higher, you can't write it as a profit until you sell it. So it's a really screwed up accounting thing that's going on right now that I know a lot of people is trying to get FASB to change. But nevertheless, Square stock is still through the roof because investors realize that Square is doing the right thing. And they recently bought a payment app, a huge one from Australia, which they're going to integrate. I think they spent 29 billion on that company. And of course, Jack is going to get them to also probably open up Bitcoin payments and trading and so forth. I mean, everything else that Square is doing, right? So this is pretty positive. And again, this kind of shows you how many people are actually utilizing the Cash App to buy Bitcoin and to trade it. And Cash App, unlike Robinhood and some of the other players, they do allow you to withdraw from there, which is very important. Other guys do not allow it, like PayPal and Robinhood. They basically make you stick your Bitcoin with them. They say they're going to open up withdrawals soon, but as of right now, not. But Cash App does allow you to withdraw, which is very, very positive. So this is good. Very, very good. What else is there? Well, this is the first bank report I've seen where they actually claim there's upsides to El Salvador Bitcoin adoption. Of course there is. But every other bank up until this point have been reporting concerns about how El Salvador's decision to make Bitcoin legal tender, that is like a bad thing. It's been like spun as like this is the ultimate evil or ultimate mistake or something like that. But Bank of America surprisingly came out and said, no, there's actually upsides to it. Of course, there's upsides to it. El Salvador is trying to break free from the IMF and the World Bank. They're going to try to utilize Bitcoin to break free. And they're going to try to get their citizens also to embrace and hold Bitcoin. No capital gains tax if you hold Bitcoin. That's pretty positive in El Salvador. And plus, all the citizens are going to be given like, I think $40 worth of Bitcoin just to get them used to it. And they're building up the new wallet with Strike. So, I mean, there's a lot of good side to it. There's a lot of upside to it. But unfortunately, it was being spun as a very negative thing. All right, what else is there? Well, this is also very positive. If you look at the total hash rate for Bitcoin, you can definitely see it's coming back up, okay? After all these miners were kicked out from China, of course, the hash rate dropped tremendously. But now you could see that it is on a healthy upward trend now. Miners are spinning up once again. And you could see that the difficulty adjustment that just happened about 2 days ago actually adjusted in the green. So Bitcoin's difficulty in terms of mining has gotten a little bit harder, okay? But still, if you compare it to, back in May, it's still significantly lower. In fact, it's still like, 40% lower, something like that, right? So the miners are actually making a ton of money right now compared to before. But we know the beauty of Bitcoin's, network and algorithm is that it adjusts up and down. If there's less miners, it makes it more easy. If it's more miners, it makes it more hard, difficult, right? And that's the beauty of it. And guess what? Look at this. Marathon is going to buy 30,000 more Bitcoin miners, and they are targeting or trying to become the biggest Bitcoin miner in the United States. So miners are definitely not giving up. They're spinning up as many miners as they can right now. They don't want to lose out on all the Bitcoins that is coming out. And there's just not that many. Right now, it's only 900 per day. And pretty soon in 2024, in 3 years, it's going to drop to 450 per day. and then it's going to drop to 225 a day, right? There's just not that many. So right now it's a big competition to spin up as many miners as you can and just grab as many Bitcoin as you can and hodl. That's really it. That's what these miners are doing. They sell off just enough to pay for operations, and then they hodl everything else. And that's the right way to do it. That's the right way to do it. And I saw this article. CNBC has been circulating this for quite some time. There's a 19-year-old that earns $54,000 a year mining Bitcoin as a full-time job. He oversees a hydro-powered data center with 4,500 ASIC miners, all mining Bitcoin. That must be very difficult. I mean, when I got into mining, it was utilizing GPUs, and I was mining Litecoin at a time, but I had about 12 rigs, maybe 80, 90 GPUs, and that was difficult. You know, they would overheat, and I had to like restart the computer and restart the code, and I can't imagine, you know, overseeing like thousands of miners. Although these are a little bit easier because they're like a self-contained unit, but still you have to worry about the code running, you know, cooling, power, and all that. That's a lot to worry about. And that's a lot of money too. That's a tremendous amount of money to spend on not only this warehouse, but also all the machines and everything. Wow. Very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. All right. What else is there? Of course, I got to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum, everyone is wondering, Ethereum has been doing very, very well this last week or so, and it continues to do well. And people are wondering, is this the time to buy Ethereum before the London hard fork or wait afterwards? The London hard fork, which includes EIP 1559, which a lot of people have talked about, including myself, that is supposed to be coming in 2 days. 2 days. Now, there was rumors how it's going to get pushed back, but still, right now, it seems like everything is still on track, right? And leading up to it, people are wondering, is it buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, where Ethereum is doing well, and then afterwards it may come down? Well, it's anyone's guess right now. And it can possibly sell off after the London hard fork. But if it does, that's only short term. Long term, I think, at least in my opinion, DeFi NFTs are not going to go away. And vast majority of them, if not almost all of them that are popular right now, are all on Ethereum or utilizing a ERC20 token standard or another ERC token standard. So Ethereum is definitely not going to go away. I've totally changed my mind on Ethereum. I do think this is definitely a must-hold coin because of how popular and hot DeFi NFTs are, and I think it's only going to get hotter. So, regardless, in my opinion, I do hold a large amount of Ethereum. Yesterday on DCI, I mentioned about like 12% of my portfolio is about in Ethereum, and I do think that even if it somehow comes down after London hard fork, it will recover and form a new high later this year. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens afterwards. Hopefully the upgrade is smooth. And I'm looking forward to some token burning afterwards, after this is implemented. All right, what else is there? Voyager Digital acquires a crypto payments company, Coinify. I think this is a pretty big deal. I think it was 85 million in cash and stock, almost 100 million. This is a pretty big deal, and this helps Voyager expand its capabilities. And in fact, I was just talking about Voyager with Rob yesterday. He's a big Voyager guy. I cover them too, right? But I do think that VGX needs to have some more use cases, and loyalty program that's coming out of Voyager will bring that. But right now, they're still moving forward. They're trying to get bigger and compete with the big boys. And this is also very positive for Voyager. And what else is there? MasterCard. MasterCard, of course, we all know who MasterCard is. They outline plans for crypto, stablecoins, and CBDCs. MasterCard does not want to miss out on this wave, and this is very, very smart. We've heard Visa kind of do the same thing, but both of these credit card companies, they don't want to die. Crypto and stablecoins is basically basically a new way of doing transactions that can just make credit cards obsolete. So they don't want to lose their edge. So now they're really into figuring out ways to integrate themselves with crypto, with stablecoins, and even with CBDCs. It's the same with Visa. I haven't heard American Express. I don't know how they're doing these days. I haven't heard anything about them, but I'm pretty sure they're looking at the same thing. All right, lastly, I want to talk about NFTs because NFTs are right now very hot. Very hot. Look at this. OpenSea processed nearly $100 million worth of transactions in 2 days, mostly with cyberpunks right now. Of course, Axie Infinity is still hot. A very viral game that I hear is very hot in Asia right now, but everywhere. Play to earn games are very hot, but also CryptoPunks right now is also very hot. There's just a big explosion. I was looking at some of these CryptoPunks and it's like they're selling for millions. Forget $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. Some of these are selling for millions now. It's insane. It's insane what people are paying for some of these NFTs. But because of Axie and CryptoPunks, a lot of other NFT plays have been going through the roof, especially the ones that have sold off quite a bit, and they were very promising to begin with, and now they're recovering up in a big way. In fact, yesterday in my Patreon newsletter, I mentioned some of them that are doing very well today. There's a lot more to NFTs than just collectibles, right? But right now, what's popular is collectibles, and that's okay because collectibles could be worth insane amounts of money. To the right buyer, they could be worth insane amount of money. And it's the same with physical art, right? You may say, oh, digital art is BS. Well, physical art is the same thing. Canvas and paint is not worth anything. It's a matter of who the buyer is, right? Who the holder is. And the same thing with baseball, basketball cards. The card stock is worth nothing. But to the collector, if they want to hold on a rare rookie or an autograph or something like that, it's worth something. And it's the same thing with NFTs, but this is just the beginning. Collectibles is kind of like the first step, but of course you have gaming items that is getting popular, and you have use cases with them too. You can actually make them into a ID play, right? A serial number. You can do verification, authentication. No. Yes. There's just a lot of things that you could do with NFTs that we're not really seeing yet, but could be coming in the near future too. So NFTs, I do believe, is also here to stay. Very positive, very positive. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Overall, if you look at the overall market, still hovering below 1.7 trillion. However, BTC dominance came down almost a full %. So when BTC dominance goes down, what does that mean? Altcoins are doing better, and some are gaining in a big way, especially a lot of these NFT plays, right? And you know what? I was looking at my portfolio today, which I will DCA $100 more this Wednesday. It's doing pretty good, up 1,200%. You know what? Remember when I was building it, I put only, out of the $5,000, I think I only put like $20 or $30 in B Pro because I said, you know what? I want like a small micro cap to, in case it explodes, it's go carry the portfolio, right? And right now it's doing pretty darn good. It went from like $30 to $130, and now it's one of the bigger holdings in my sample portfolio, and this could definitely increase. And the reason why B Pro is doing pretty good is their NFT marketplace as well. So, that's why I say be diversified with your portfolio, 50, 25, 25. Don't be too greedy in any one area, but if you have a good amount in Bitcoin, 50%, 25% in big caps, and then 25% in smaller and micro caps, right? If you have a good balance, it could definitely help your portfolio both ways, when things are going down and when things are going up. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Scrolling up. All right. Let's see. All right, now, I'm scrolling. It's just more of comments than questions, so I'm scrolling through them. People are not fans of crypto punks. Okay. Lester says, I make it a habit to share the Cryptos platform on every vlog I'm subscribed to. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, look, Crypto's here. Hey, welcome. I've never seen you on the show before. Welcome. Yeah, scrolling down. Screw NFTs. Who here has that kind of coin? You know, that's the thing, Daniel. I myself have not gotten into any NFTs in terms of, you know, buying a cyberpunk or buying a car or buying something, right? But there's so many people that have gotten in early and they made a tremendous amount. So it's another avenue for you to make money with crypto. You don't have to just buy the tokens. You can buy the NFTs, right? And now there's like NFT staking and pools and stuff like that. But a lot of people I know have made a tremendous amount with NFTs too. So, you know what? I might start looking into it more. Ryan says, Gary V mentioned the world of women NFTs. Do I hold any? No. No, I don't. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Gary V seems to be like kind of like all over the place with NFTs. He tends to he even admits it. He rushes into things. He makes a lot of mistakes, and the winners, you know, are the ones that kind of carry him. So I think he's like all in on NFTs. And I don't know. I don't know if he's like the go-to source of NFTs, but with his influence, he could definitely drive things higher. Lossless. Ooh, this is a very, 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 very low cap. This sounds familiar. I don't remember what they do. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. Yeah, the first DeFi hack mitigation tool for token creators. Freezes fraudulent transactions based on a set of fraud identifiers and returns stolen funds back to owner's account. Yeah, I have seen this before. I don't know how it works, but I don't believe that this is 100% because you do have to identify, right, what a hack is, because there's a lot of transactions. This is one of the hardest things to do, right? And, you know, not a whole lot of people will like that you can do like a revert like this because a lot of people in the space want to see true decentralization, even when it comes to hacks. So I don't know. That's a hard argument, I know, but I think they're too early to call right now, right? There's another play that's somewhat similar, like Happy, that doesn't do the mitigation, but it's supposed to warn you. And I'm neutral on that too, because you have to program it well. And there's just so many hacks or vulnerabilities or whatever that's out there. Who knows if these companies could actually catch them all. So I think it's just too early. You just gotta wait. You gotta wait. Vera, Varsity, I'm not a fan of. I just think it's an okay idea. All right. Thoughts on ETHPad launching on BSC pad on Wednesday? Going to be great. I'm not a fan of launch pads. There's a lot out there. I don't think they do much. Launch pads are getting very hot because they could collect money from the projects that are launching. But to be honest, the projects can launch themselves just fine without utilizing a launch pad. But launchpad projects themselves, you know, they don't generally do that well either. So I'm not big into launchpad projects. Digibyte versus Dogecoin, your thoughts, please. Well, the two are night and day. They're not even comparable. Dogecoin is a meme coin, obviously, but it's trying to become a payment system, I think. Yeah, I think that's the end game. At least that, Mark Cuban is treating it that way. Digibyte is a payment system, but they're trying to move into smart contracts. They have they have tokenization. They're trying to get DeFi aboard. So I used to be neutral on Digibyte. I'm more bullish on Digibyte now because they have this new layer 2 and they're trying to be different. So, so there you go. Marcel, I don't know how high it could go. It was really, really high before. It came down because when everything came down, it could definitely get back up there. I think their new NFT marketplace is really good. Do you think Link could get up to 500 this cycle? I don't know. Maybe. It's about 20, 25x. If Bitcoin goes up 10x, then I would say there's a good possibility. It really depends on how high Bitcoin goes. Yes, Omi has just been listed on another exchange, OKX. What are your thoughts on it? You know what? I'm going to be partnering up with Ecomi. So I'm going to do a whole, whole thing with them in the near future. So wait for that. But I do I've always liked Ecomi, mostly because they have all the licensing. The licensing, when it comes to NFTs, licensing is going to be very, very, very important in the future, right? You can't just take any picture and then create an NFT and say you could sell it. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So when you have all the rights and licensing, well, then you can actually create all these NFTs legitly and then go after people that didn't create them legitly. So yes, I do like them. I'm not a fan of Harvest Farm. I shouldn't say I'm not a fan. Anything that's yield farming, I'm just not into. Hedera is okay. They do things a little bit differently with their console. It's more corporate. It's not open source, but they still have interesting things going on. So. If Joe Hall says the Biden announces more lockdowns this month, would a sell-off ensue? That's the big question. A lot of people think, including myself, think that the stock market is going to correct at some point in time. Is it going to be this month, next month? Is it going to be caused by like a catalyst, like more lockdowns or whatever, quarantine procedures? I don't know. So that's the reason why I do have a large amount of cash sitting there so that I can take advantage. Because if there is a major correction of the stock market, I do believe it's going to pull crypto down. But I do think it's going to be a very quick one, just like in 2020, where, it may last a month, 2 months, and then things come back up. But I want to be able to take advantage if it does happen. If it doesn't happen, that's fine. But if it does happen, I want to be able to take advantage. But a lot of people have been talking about that for a long time. Half the people that I watch say it's going to happen. Half the people say it's not going to happen. There's just too much money coming out from the Fed that just go prop up everything. So you're not going to see it. So it's anyone's guess right now. Do you think Doge will recover? Yes, I do think it will recover. If the market goes up, everything's going to go up. FOMO's go continue, and all the retail peoples go get into everything, including Doge. So all right. There's no Nadoon is saying stop ignoring ETH questions. I haven't seen one ETH question, and not from you. Best token to get this week for short-term profits. Polkadot, Algorand, AMP, or ADA. Well, I would say Polkadot just pumped up recently. So AMP and Cardano, and I don't keep track of Algorand, but AMP and Cardano has been pretty stagnant. So I would say one of the two. And people are saying the same thing about Matic. Why isn't it pumping? Because they come in waves. And when it does, you go forget. And you go ask, oh, why isn't this pumping? Whatever, right? That's why just try not to swing trade. Try not to convert one to another, right? The good ones, the good projects, they all come in waves. They go get their own pumps and their own time to shine, right? But you stick with the good ones, you're going to be okay. How do you define big, mid, and small caps? I used to define it where big caps is 10 billion plus, and you could still use that because there's a lot of projects 10 billion plus, but some of my favorite ones have fallen out. Like, for example, Solana, 9 billion. I think I still consider them as a big cap, but like Polygon is now like a mid cap. So anything above, let's say 9 billion is a big cap. Anything from 9 billion to 1 billion, I consider a mid cap, and anything below 1 billion is a small cap. And if you go below, say 100 million, that's like a micro cap. So it's a big range. It's a big range, I know, but in crypto, things move very fast. You could go from a micro cap to a mid cap really quick, or a small cap to even a big cap really quick too. All right, last question. I have 18,500 invested in crypto, currently sitting at even. Should I sell it to pay off my credit card debt and then start buying weekly? Well, that sounds like a better yes. That sounds like I'm not giving you financial advice, but if I was in that position and I had, say, $19,000 credit card debt and I have 19,000 in crypto, I would pay off the credit card debt. Okay, credit card debt, 20-something percent, 25% interest is not a joke. It's not a joke. And you don't want to be a slave to that monthly payment. Okay, much better, in my opinion. What I would do is I would pay off the credit card, and then every week, right, based on my income or my side hustle, I DCA in and just start like that. Then you have no pressures at all. That just makes a whole lot of sense. So, Weidel, that's what I would do. Someone mentioned Dragon Chain. I'm not into Dragon Chain at all. You forgot to answer about Avalanche. I'm not a fan of Avalanche. They're too incomplete. They don't have native staking. They don't have DeFi. They don't have a lot of stuff. So, I'm not a fan of Avalanche. The elephant, that's what I asked yesterday. I don't know. It seems like no institutions hold Cardano. But you could look at it that way, as you could look at that as a good thing too, because they don't need to get investors or institutions to invest in them because they have more than enough funds. So you could look at it one or two ways. So I don't know. Or maybe there are some that's holding Cardano I just don't know about. It could be that too. Am I worried about government regulation? No. Governments right now are desperate to make money right now because of all the printing. They're all talking about raising rates and tax hikes and stuff like that. So they're looking for ways to collect taxes. So that's why I think there's probably going to be more regulations around, taxes and tracking transactions and KYC and stuff like that. There probably will be more of that, but is it going to destroy things? Is it going to kill things? No, it's not. I don't believe it will. How high could Ethereum Classic go up on Wednesday? You mean Ethereum or Ethereum Classic? I don't know if that's a mistake. I don't know about Ethereum Classic. I still don't know what they're doing. I still don't know what they're doing. All right, that's it. That's pretty much it. All right, so Bitcoin, Ethereum this week could be a very, very good week for both, right? No worries about expirations, and it's a start of a new month, and normally August is a pretty darn good month for crypto. We have seen in the past years where Bitcoin has gone up 20, 30, 40% in August. And with Ethereum and their new EIP 1559 and London hard fork, that's also a big catalyst and driver too. So, could we see some tremendous movement from Bitcoin and Ethereum this week? Quite possibly, quite possibly. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.